This video is designed to provide you with valuable information on the topics of wills and guardianship. The focus of the video is on British expatriates living in Dubai. However, the content will be useful for many other people too. I'm Stuart Porter, founder of Great British Wills and your host. Please remember the following is only intended as information. You should seek the services of a qualified will draftsperson before taking any action. All references to law and practice are references to English law unless otherwise stated. For more information and important notices, please visit our website greatbritishwills.com. In this video, we will look at these 5 points concerning guardianship. We will start with a brief look at who needs a guardian, before moving on to see who can appoint a guardian, and there are some differences here between local and English law. We will also look at the types of guardianship and what factors you might like to consider when appointing a guardian. Finally, we will look at the processes involved in appointing a guardian. Let's start with understanding who needs a guardian. Broadly, there are 2 categories of people who may need a guardian. Children who have become orphaned before they reach the age of majority, which is 21 in the UAE, unlike the UK where it is 18. Guardianship may be required also for people who lack mental capacity of any age. This may be a relative, not just your children. Guardians are responsible for the day-to-day welfare of the people in their care. They have the legal responsibility for them until they reach adulthood. Now we turn to the different types of guardianship. There are 3 potential guardianship roles you can appoint. Most expats don't have the person they would want appointed as their children's permanent guardian living with them in the UAE. Therefore, should tragedy strike and both parents die or become incapacitated, a temporary guardian should be appointed. Usually, friends with children of similar ages and who live close by are appointed. Often, this is on a reciprocal basis. However, for this to have any legal validity, a formal process must be undertaken. Informal documents are not usually recognised by the authorities. The permanent guardians are those people who you want to care for your children full-time until they're adults. Sometimes your first choice of permanent guardian is unable to fulfil the role, and to remain in control of who looks after your children, you can appoint a reserve guardian. Those are the types of guardian, but do you have the authority to appoint a guardian? Only a person with parental responsibility recognised by the court can appoint a guardian. In the UAE, the local courts recognise the father as having parental responsibility, and so, via the local courts route, he can appoint the guardian. It is possible for him to appoint the mother of the children as guardian, provided they are of the same religion. In England and Wales, the mother has sole parental responsibility if she was not married to the father at the time of the baby's birth. The father can assume parental responsibility either through written consent of the mother or by marriage to her. Where the parents divorce, the parental responsibility may be assigned to just one of them. This will depend upon the terms of the divorce agreement. Guardians also have parental responsibility once they've been appointed and assumed legal responsibility for your children. This allows them to appoint guardians for children in their care should they also die. Where children are orphaned and there is no legal document stating the wishes of the person with parental responsibility, it is for the courts to decide who becomes the guardian for your children. This may result in a person looking after your children who would not have been your choice. Having worked out if you have the authority to appoint a guardian, what factors should you take into consideration? There are many factors to consider when appointing a guardian. It is an extremely responsible position. Often, parents choose their close family, although this is not a requirement as there may not be a suitable candidate. The factors most often considered are the age and health of the prospective guardian, their relationship with your children, and where they live in relation to other family members who you may want your children to have regular contact. Whilst it is possible for different children to be appointed different guardians, this is not a route many parents take. Just because you name a person as a guardian does not bind them to do it. Therefore, I recommend before naming a person, you should ask their permission and, because life is constantly changing, check regularly with them that it's still okay. Most often, where circumstances permit, parents choose a couple with similar values to themselves. Where possible, it is prudent to have different people appointed as trustees and guardians. The trustees of your estate look after your children's inheritance until they come of age. Often, they will have been the executors of your will. The trustees pay for the welfare, maintenance and education of your children from your estate. Your children's guardians are responsible for your children's day-to-day care. Separating the two roles has two key impacts. Firstly, it can provide a link between both families, which might otherwise have been broken if only one parent's family is looking after all aspects of your children's affairs. Secondly, it provides checks and balances on where and how your children's inheritance is being spent. So, you've got the agreement of your guardians. How do you actually appoint them? Having gained permission from your chosen guardian, there are two ways you can appoint them. The most common way under English law is to include a guardianship clause within your will. Locally, in the UAE, it is not uncommon to have a separate guardianship document. This document only covers the care of your children. This document must be registered with one of the courts in the UAE. So that's a brief look at guardianship. We've looked at who needs a guardian, the types of guardianship, who can appoint a guardian, some of the factors you may wish to consider, and the way you can appoint a guardian. I hope you found the video useful. Please let me know if you have any questions, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share with family and friends. Until next time, thank you for watching.